This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on The South Today, hundreds of mourners paid tribute to Southland cancer victim Blair Vining at his funeral in Invercargill. A digger bucket at Macraes Goldfield near Middlemarch has been painted bright pink in support of breast cancer awareness. And a Wanaka man has been given a new sense of freedom after he was gifted an e-bike this week. Kia ora, good evening, I'm Daryl Baser. Hundreds of mourners have paid tribute to Southland man Blair Vining in Invercargill today. The 39-year-old father of two died on Friday, almost a year after being diagnosed with stage 4 bowel cancer.
Cancer advocate Blair Vining was farewelled by friends, family and supporters today. The Southland man's funeral was held in Invercargill, with many of those attending wearing rugby jerseys to acknowledge his passion for the sport. Family, friends and those who were part of his fight for a better cancer care spoke at a celebration, including his doctor, Chris Jackson.
I think one of the things that helped Blair connect with so many people were his values. He put family first. He was unquestionably loyal to his mates. He always wanted to make the most of every moment that he had, and he believed you should always give and not take.
Diagnosed with stage 4 bowel cancer last year, Vining spent much of the last 12 months tirelessly advocating for better cancer treatment. Vining and his wife Melissa were the driving force behind a petition given to the government and signed by more than 140,000 people. It asked for the establishment of a national cancer agency. About a month ago, his daughter Lily wrote an open letter to Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern.
Dear Prime Minister, cancer is New Zealand's #1 killer, and every year around 800 Kiwis are dying, who wouldn't if they lived in another country like Australia. My dad is petitioning for better cancer care for all New Zealanders through the establishment of a national cancer agency.
At the end of the service, a casket was carried out by his friends, accompanied by a haka performed by Central Southland College's First 15, who Mr Vining coached. Blair Vining is to be buried in Winton, where he lived with his family. In Invercargill, The South Today.
Design drawings of the new Dunedin Hospital have emerged, offering an early glimpse of the planned outpatient and day surgery buildings. The drawings show a double-deck glass walking bridge between the outpatient building and the larger main inpatient block. A number of facade options are included in the design, but they're expected to change as the design process continues. It was announced last year the hospital is to be built in 2 stages, the outpatient building first, followed by the inpatient building. The designs are expected to be superseded when the project's actual architects are confirmed. A huge digger bucket at the Macraes Goldfield near Middlemarch has been painted bright pink in support of breast cancer awareness. The unusual paint job is part of a project hoping to raise funds for the New Zealand Breast Cancer Foundation.
Big enough to hold 22 workers. This digger bucket, with a capacity of 50 tonnes of rock per scoop at Macraes Goldfield, has been painted pink in support of the pink ribbon appeal. The idea started when Dunedin-based company Siteweld were refurbishing the digger bucket as part of their regular engineering work for the Macraes mine.
Oceana is one of our major customers, and we were asked to repair this bucket. It was getting to the end of its life, so we put a bit of a rebuild on it, and I was actually looking through Facebook one morning and seeing that a company was donating 5% of their sales for the month to breast cancer. I had this aha moment to contact Oceana about painting the bucket pink for breast cancer awareness and putting a donation.
The concept grew with Rainbow Paints Dunedin sponsoring 20 litres of industrial strength rose pink paint for the bucket. Altogether, the project's raised $5,000 for the New Zealand Breast Cancer Foundation. At Macraes Goldfield, The South Today.
A large electronic billboard has attracted a complaint from a Dunedin resident. The billboard is promoting a book from a breast cancer survivor. It's understood the book's title, I Am More Than Just My Tits, is what has attracted the complaint. The billboard outside Forsyth Bar Stadium is advertising the book on breast cancer written by Karen Horan. The book is Horan's memoir about her experience of twice being diagnosed with breast cancer, resulting in a double mastectomy. The Dunedin City Council doesn't believe the billboard meets the criteria to be classified as offensive, and they won't be taking any further action. Karen Horan says whoever complained probably didn't understand the title, and anyone reading the book will understand what the phrase means. A Wanaka man has been given a new sense of freedom after he was gifted an e-bike this week. A cancer diagnosis and treatment means high school teacher Andrew Sloan is unable to drive, and instead has been mostly relying on the kindness of others to get around.
Andrew Sloan's days of hitchhiking to work are over. A brain tumour diagnosis 2 years ago and the subsequent treatment means the high school teacher is unable to drive.
I was diagnosed in February 2018 with a rather large mass in the brain. And following that discovery, I was at Dunedin Hospital for neurosurgery under a team of amazing neurosurgeons, which was then followed up by radiation, chemotherapy, and all of the treatments they can to slow down the growth of what's going on.
The $7,500 French-made moustache bike was given to him this week as part of an arrangement between the Queenstown bike importer Campbell Reid, Wanaka's Good Rotation Cycle Shop, and the Can Live Charitable Trust, which helps families affected by cancer.
They have amazing generosity and kindness of gifted me this opportunity to electrify the commute to school and back and get around with a next level of independence, and yeah, I'm just grateful for everything. So thank you.
With no public transport system, he was left with few options other than hitchhiking.
There's lots of good people that just stop and help. I've got some fantastic big A3 signs that say where I'm going, and I've ended up in the grit truck with the snowplough pushing snow off the road in the Crown Range with the roadworks crews, and yeah, people are very kind.
After thumbing well over 100 rides between his Lake Hawea home and his job in Wanaka, Sloan now has an electric bike to assist on his commute.
Well, we were approached by the social worker involved with us, and told us that he couldn't drive, and an e-bike would be a perfect thing, and was there any way we could help fund it. And then we agreed to, after approaching Matt here at Good Rotations, he approached Moustache Bikes, and we all came to the party with some money, and that's how he's got his bike.
While biking is one of Sloan's passions, the 1 hour cycle commute from his home had always been too difficult, until now. In Wanaka, the South Today.
And still to come on the South Today, Cromwell has a colourful and musical edition which is set to get toes tapping, and a group of teens went for a walk to promote wellness in Kaiapoi. See you after the break.
A poorly maintained heat pump can lose up to 35% of its output. The Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner team are experts. Their specially developed chemical wash is totally biodegradable. Call Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner and get the job done by the professionals.
Garrador Dunedin, delivering quality, stylish garage doors in Dunedin for over 17 years. New doors, replacement doors and maintenance are all part of Garrador's quality service. Garrador Dunedin offers a full range of modern quality doors to suit any home. Come visit the team.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
into Shop on Carroll and discover a shop full of treasures. We have a fantastic range of vintage and retro clothes, upmarket clothing labels, collectible items, beautiful jewellery, quality linen and the best range of vintage haberdashery.
If you're suffering from sciatica, lower back pain, hips and pelvis and knees, this technique will work wonders for you. The energy flow is transmitting through the muscles. Come and see Sunny Chin.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Step into Ross Cafe, located at Ross Home in North East Valley. We have a great range of hot and cold food, friendly service and a warm atmosphere that you are sure to enjoy. We look forward to serving you soon at Ross Cafe.
Nau mai anō, welcome back. Yesterday, contractors began installing new concrete panels as part of work to prevent erosion and maintain beach access at Dunedin's St Clair Beach. The panels are being installed at the eastern end of the sea wall to help ensure easier access to the beach during winter, when large waves erode the area above the ramp. The panels are expected to be largely covered by sand during the summer months, but will help maintain the Surf Lifesaving Club's access to the beach. A colourful upright piano is now available for members of the public to play outside a Cromwell pharmacy during office hours. The idea came about when Jackie Hamilton, who works at the pharmacy, was travelling overseas and saw just how popular pianos in public spaces were.
Taking time for a tune to break up the working day. Pharmacy employee and musician Jackie Hamilton says she saw the idea of having pianos in public spaces and thought, why not bring the idea to Cromwell?
I put a Facebook post on the business network page and the positive feedback was really phenomenal. So that was good. And then Heather came on board and she actually organised everything.
Hamilton says although she had the idea, she credits Cromwell Community Arts chairwoman Heather McPherson with having the drive and passion to bring the idea to a perfect cadence.
And I don't know, you made a mention, didn't you, about a piano, and I said, well, I think I can agree with that and work on it.
And work on it she did, contacting local piano tuner Stuart Croft.
I mentioned it to him and 2 weeks later he rang me up and said, I think I've got a piano for you. And it's a nice small size one. Yeah, so that's what happened.
The piano has been decorated by local artist Gal de Jong, who's given the instrument its vibrant and sunny appearance. Jackie Hamilton says she's played a few times during lunchtimes and is glad when others choose to tinkle the ivories.
We've had a few people stop and play the piano, and then we always open the doors and let the sound come in, especially if someone's got an ear in the shop for if it's good playing. Yeah, we try and encourage them to stay a little bit longer.
Cromwell's community piano is available for all comers to play in the mall during the pharmacy's opening hours. In Cromwell, the South Today.
Dunedin's housing prices continued their steady climb last month, with prices for the last year up by more than 20%. The average price of a house in Dunedin is now $485,000. Meanwhile, the Queenstown Lakes District saw a slight decline in the median house price to $995,000. The number of homes sold throughout Otago was 363, the highest number for a month of September in 3 years. Only a third of all houses listed across New Zealand have an asking price of less than $500,000. Nasty weather threatened, but walkers lined up to support wellbeing in Kaiapoi recently. Around 20 walkers turned out to support youth wellbeing in the first annual Kaiapoi River Wellbeing Walk during the final week of the Christchurch Walking Festival.
Putting their best feet forward for positive wellbeing. Student volunteer army leaders Artemis Hinkson and Sasha Kerrigan say their recent journey took them around Kaiapoi before taking a break at a developing attraction.
We started at the Kaiapoi Cooperating Parish, walked down a bit to the confluence, and then we've walked back and we've stopped at the Kaiapoi Food Forest, which is really cool. And yeah, we're just enjoying a bit of a break and morning tea. Yeah. Lunch.
The walk included a visit to the Kaiapoi Food Forest, where Brent and Shirley Cairns offered some hospitality. Kaiapoi Food Forest Trust Chairman Brent Cairns says the forest is a recent initiative reusing red zoned land.
So just over 2 years ago, council came to us and said, right, here's 1.5 acres, turned it into a food forest. So one of the first things we did was we took 17 trees that were over there, that were part of the legacy from the people's homes, we brought them into here. Now you wouldn't even know which 17 trees there are in here. So that was one of the first things that we did.
Sasha and Artemis say their group does a lot of little things around the community, and they'd welcome people getting in touch with them through Facebook or Instagram. The Waimakariri Student Volunteer Army aims to share its message with younger school pupils as well.
Yeah, and also maybe go around some of the primary schools and let them know what we're all about, so that they kind of have an idea when they come to high school.
A black boy peach tree was donated to the community garden as part of the event. It was blessed and then planted, strengthening the ties between the group and the community. In Kaiapoi, the South Today.
And after the break on the South Today, a Queenstown business is set to promote horsing around, and we have a look at the outlook for Thursday and beyond. See you soon.
A poorly maintained heat pump can lose up to 35% of its output. The Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner team are experts. Their specially developed chemical wash is totally biodegradable. Call Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner and get the job done by the professionals.
Step into Op Shop on St Andrew and discover a place with plenty of bargains for yourself, your friends and the whole family. We have new items arriving every day. Visit us for a fabulous range of economy and upmarket clothing, accessories, books, shoes and more. Shop with us and support your community.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
You've seen us in the street, now find us online. Check out shopon.org.nz. We have all sorts of treasures, from retro and vintage clothing to antiques, homewares and accessories. New items added every week. We're open 24/7.
When it's time to say goodbye to your pet, Heaven Sent Pet Cremations are here to help you through this difficult experience. Call Heaven Sent Pet Cremations today for their care and guidance. Phone 489-2274.
Garrador Dunedin, delivering quality, stylish garage doors in Dunedin for over 17 years. New doors, replacement doors and maintenance are all part of Garrador's quality service. Garrador Dunedin offers a full range of modern quality doors to suit any home. Come visit the team.
Risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Miller's Flat Bakery, proudly opening this Labour weekend after a long labour of love. The Restoration Trust has brought back to life this historic part of the main Central Otago transport route. Come see the only wood-fired bakery oven in New Zealand. Turn off at the Miller's Flat Blue Bridge and bring the whole family to enjoy some tasty fresh baked goods the old-fashioned way, before electricity. That's the Miller's Flat Bakery opening Labour weekend.
Thanks for staying with us. In just over a week, an equestrian park is set to open at Shotover Country near Queenstown. The owner says there's nothing like it in the lower South Island, and they hope to attract both local and visiting horse lovers to the business.
All sorts of fun and challenging obstacles are soon to be on offer at this equine park in Queenstown. The various challenges are designed to keep your horse interested and increase confidence for both horse and rider in a safe environment.
This is a playground for horses, and we're building a lot of really fun things to play on, as you can hear in the background.
Nichols says her project, called Shotover Equestrian, will eventually include a gallops track and a jumping arena with a sand and rubber surface, and where the jumps are fitted with quick release cups.
We've got obstacles, we've got a jump ring, we'll have a dressage ring set up and a lot of poles and cavaliers ready to play on.
It's rare to have a facility like this in a residential suburb and close to an international airport, and she's hoping visiting horse trainers will take advantage of it.
It's pretty exciting. It's been all year that we've been getting ready, plenty of parking, and we can just build more, so come and have a play.
Shotover Equestrian is set to officially open next weekend. In Queenstown, the South Today.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South Today. Hundreds of mourners paid tribute to Southland man Blair Vining in Invercargill today after the 39-year-old lost his battle with cancer. An enormous digger bucket at Macrae's Goldfield in Middlemarch has been painted flamboyant pink in support of breast cancer awareness. And a Wanaka man has been given a new sense of freedom after he was gifted an e-bike this week to help him get around. Now time for a look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT. We welcome Mr. Hayden Meikle. How you doing, bud?
Good evening, Daryl. How are you?
Good.
Excellent. Let's have a look. Let's see what's in store for us in tomorrow's ODT. We've got the latest update on the Barry Clue financial investment saga. Obviously an ongoing story, and Mike Houlihan has been all over it. An awful lot of people waiting to find out what's happened to some of their money. So I'm not exactly sure what it is. He's working on that as we speak, but it'll be the very latest in tomorrow's paper. As we've already seen tonight, Blair Vining's funeral today, a big occasion for the South and for Blair's family and friends. What a remarkable man, made a huge impact, and we've got a little piece on that, pointing to, of course, some of our video footage. Important day for that community, and I guess now the focus will be on the future and how people can live up to the standard that Blair set.
Yeah.
A gang story, so gang numbers have become very timely recently. We've got tomorrow a former gang member warning of some trouble ahead if this gang recruitment sort of continues at pace in Otago and in Southland. So a serious warning there from somebody who knows a little bit more about the inside of gangs than you or I do, Daryl.
Yep.
The Dunedin City Council still not talking about this in Andrew Street all-day car park. I think both you and I are keenly interested to find out what's going to happen.
Oh, most definitely.
They're still not quite sure when the work's going to start or how long it will be closed. And finally, a nice rugby story. Charles Elton played a bit of club rugby in Dunedin this year. He's now playing for mighty North Otago, we'll call them, the Old Golds, in the Meads Cup semi-finals this week. So Adrian Siconi's had a chat to him about what it's been like and what his sort of goals are for the future after he's hopefully helped North Otago win the Meads Cup. So all that and various other things, look out for it tomorrow.
Fabulous. Thank you for that, Hayden. Yes, and go North Otago, shall we say.
Absolutely. Thanks, Daryl.
Time now for a look at the weather.
Tonight's weather proudly brought to you by Mole Map.
Beginning with the southern view, looking along Dunedin's Moray Place as life rushes by. Looking at the situation, there's more rain on the way for southern districts as another low pressure system moves across the Tasman Sea headed toward the South Island. Starting off at the northwest of the South Island, Greymouth and Westport are set for grey skies, showers and 15 degrees. Across to the northeast, where it's the opposite picture for Nelson and Blenheim, who can expect maybe a cloud or two and 21 degrees. Moving down to Canterbury, expect cloudy skies across this area with mild temperatures for you all. Kaikoura 16, Christchurch 15 and Ashburton 14. Looking at what's in store for the southern towns, the Catlins and Balclutha are due for moderate easterlies and 12 degrees. Lumsden and Gore can expect moderate southeasterlies and rain later with 11 degrees. Travelling westwards to the Central Lakes region, you can plan for light winds and cloudy skies. Wanaka and Queenstown, you're heading for 13. Alexandria, you're due for 14. Te Anau, you're set for rain later in the day tomorrow and 11 degrees. Up to the northern towns, Timaru and Romaru, you can expect fresh, moderate northeasterlies and cloudy skies. Timaru heads for 15, Romaru, your high should be 14. It'll be similar inland with Twizel and Omarama due for light winds and cloudy skies, both expecting 14 degrees. In Dunedin, cloudy tonight with some drizzle patches and an overnight low of 8 degrees. Sunny periods at first tomorrow, but a few showers developing during the day. Plan for a high of 11 and a low of 9. Fine at first on Friday, but rain and gusty northeasterlies develop later in the day, looking at a high of 11 and a low of 9. And in Invercargill, cloud increasing tonight with an overnight low of 8. Cloudy tomorrow and rain developing later in the day. Cold southeasterlies developing as well. A high of 10 and a low of 7. Cloudy with periods of rain on Friday and gusty southeasterlies. A high of 11 and a low of 8. And that's all from the South Today team for this Wednesday. For the latest news from the southern region, head online to odt.co.nz and follow Channel 39 on Facebook and YouTube. Have a great evening. Ka kite anō.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.